Welcome back to the Anti Madden channel. We are back with another Stop This Play segment, and in today's video we're going to learn how to stop the inside zone out of what I call doubles, or in Madden it's called the gun normal. Some people call it a 2x2 set out of 11 personnel, but it's really important that you have a counter to inside zone runs, because people who use the inside zone effectively online, they tend to be very committed to running the ball, because if they sense you can't stop it, they will pound the rock on you all game long. So what we want to do is have that counter already waiting as soon as we see our opponent is running the inside zone. So let's take a look at the play we're going to use to stop this play. And it's going to be out of the nickel 3-3-5. It is called a 3 overload fire press, and as you can see on the other side, we've got the gun normal inside zone. So let's just take a quick look at what we've got here. We've just basically got a 2x2 set, and the running back is just running the inside zone. Now right here, if I just run this, I'm just going to run it. You can see that I can actually get a little bit of yards here. I'm just going to run it a couple more times to show you that what your opponent is going to do is most of the time he's going to, okay, here it is, messing it up. But most of the time your opponent is going to, let me move this guy out of the way. Most of the time your opponent is going to run the inside zone on first down because it's the easiest down. There's not a whole lot of risk there. If he doesn't get anything, he can go to the pass on second down. But right here, the inside zone is really effective against a lot of plays. Now when I was labbing this, I found that the inside zone, this particular inside zone play, works on a lot of things. You know, it doesn't matter. Cover 3 buzz, cover 2 man, cover 4, it doesn't matter. It works on a lot of plays. So I actually would advise, if you run the gun normal out of your sets, you might as well put this inside zone in here because it does work on a lot of things. But I found there's a couple of plays that will stop it, and this play right here does a very good job stopping this play. Now it stopped it right there that first one time, but you can see it's not very consistent. So what we need to do is make one little adjustment right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this guy right here. So normally what happens is, if I reset the play, this guy will actually, this linebacker, he starts here, and what he'll do is he'll walk down and kind of sit right here, just outside this right end right here. But what we want to do is just move him like kind of halfway between this slot DB right here, this guy right here, Diggs, and Ziggy Ansah right here. We want to move him in between, just right here, right about there. And then we're going to use the strong safety at the back. And what we want to do is just help and run support. And when your opponent is running this, you want to kind of just come down this way. And if your opponent tries to slip through this area right here, you want to be there to make that tackle. Now, one more adjustment we're going to make, but this is kind of a pre-play adjustment. You see this safety right here. It's Wilson, Tavon Wilson Sr. What you're going to want to do is, if your opponent wants to keep running the ball with the inside zone, you can put you're going to want to put somebody with some hit power up here, right? So I'm going to put in Miles Killebrew because I know he's got an 89 hit power. Anybody with high hit power, put him in there, because what you're going to be able to do is get a hit stick if he does come your way. So it's kind of an added bonus to this play, that if your opponent tries to run up the middle, you're going to be there to hit him, and you might potentially get that fumble, especially if he keeps running on you. So we just want to move this guy here, which is your right outside linebacker, DeAndre Levy right here. Move him about halfway. User this guy right here. And all you're going to want to do is, when the ball is snapped, kind of come inside right here. And what you'll see is right there is DeAndre Levy. Because we've moved him out wide, DeAndre Levy will always, this guy right here, the left tackle, who is this? Greg Robinson. He will, for some reason, he'll slide and pick up Ziggy Ansah. And you see that leaves that right outside linebacker right there with a straight run at the running back, right? Just because we moved him out wide. You see he's coming straight at the running back, and he has to turn it back inside and ends up getting no gain on the play. Now, if we see right here, if we were to leave him, let's say we would put him right here. Let me just use her. You see he picks him up. You see that right tackle picks him up. And right there I didn't really get anything. But if your opponent is really good at somehow getting through there, he will be able to potentially slip through. So what we want to do is just move DeAndre Levy, use the strong safety, and just and just clean up the run. You see right there, Ziggy Ansah actually slips through, blows the play up, and that's what you'll get on this play. You'll get either the right outside linebacker, which is DeAndre Levy, coming straight at the running back, or even sometimes you get this right end who will slice through and blow the play up in the backfield. And then you'll be in the back right here cleaning up any other garbage. So let's take a look at it against the computer. That way we can just get a couple reps in on it. And I can show you, let's just run it real quick. Show you how effective the play is against the inside zone. And very easy to set up. Just move them over and just be ready. Right there, computer has to turn it in, and right there I was able to hit stick as he tried to turn it inside. Now the computer is going to know that I'm running. He's going to be wide open, and right there we end up blowing the play up. And this is going to happen every time out of this set. You know, if your opponent is running this, he's not going to have much success after stopping him. Right there, he gets nothing. Ziggy Ansah makes the tackle. And that's all you got to do. There's nothing fancy to it. It's just the way the blocking sets up. Your right outside linebacker is going to have a free run right at the running back, and your opponent is going to get very little yards running this play. And most likely, he is going to come out of this play and go to something else, or if it's on second down, he'll try to pass, right? So that's all you want to do. You want to discourage him from running this play, especially if he thinks he's going to have success on you. Maybe he ran a big play. The first time you see it, he runs for a big play. He's obviously going to think, oh, I can run it again. But that's when you then bring out the counter, and you just sit there and wait for him to run it. And I'm actually really not even doing anything. I'm just waiting to see if he gets through, because probably, there's a 3% chance that he'll even get through there. You see, it's just nothing. There's no running room. There's nowhere to go. And you're going to blow this play up every time. Now, the same thing goes for if your opponent flips the play. Let's see. Let's just flip it around. If he flips the play, you're going to want to do the same thing. So if you'd called it, and then you see that he's actually flipping the play to try to run it the other way, it's the same thing. Let's flip this. Yeah, see, now I need to flip the play like this, and actually, most likely it's not going to be fast enough. I'm not going to be fast enough to flip it because the computer is going to try to snap it before I can get ready. So actually, when you're playing somebody online, you're going to have a lot more time to actually flip the play over. But just be aware that if your opponent does flip the play, you just do the same thing on the other side, and you'll have good success running it that way. Let's see here. Let's just show you. I'm just show you real quick. Flip the play, and we're gonna run the inside zone. Let me flip the inside zone. So it's the same thing. You see, we have this linebacker who's now coming down here. You just want to move him in between, halfway, right out here. And this time we're going to use the strong safety. The free safety. And we'll be doing the same thing. We're cleaning up the run around this way. If he somehow gets through there and slips through there, and that's all we're going to do is just clean up the run. Now, that's pretty much it for how to stop the inside zone. But what I'm going to do is add a little bonus to this, because there's another inside zone play out of trips that people will run on you. And in this one, we're going to make a little slight adjustment to it. So there's one play out of the trips offset week, which is basically let me flip this one over too. So I'm going to flip this over. And let's see here. Flip that over. Come out in our 3 overload fire press. And what we're going to do is, you see that running the right outside linebacker, he's going to come down. Now, this time we're not going to move him. Before we were moving him out like this. What we're going to do is just leave him there, and we're going to then take this slot DB, and we're going to move him in sort of like this, just behind there, right? And that's what we're going to do when we are setting this up, because what's going to happen is it's going to allow that free safety right there to make the play. Now, most likely, if we take a look at the replay, most likely your opponent is going to see, he's not going to see any running lanes up the middle, and he's going to bounce it outside. You see right here, Ziggy Ansah actually gets free And sometimes he'll actually blow the play up. But what you see is he gets free right here. That is immediately going to make your opponent be like, nah, I'm not going to run that inside. I'm going to bounce it outside. But when he bounces it outside, the free safety right there is there to make the play and make the tackle. Now, the other thing is that you're going to be this guy right here, and you're going to be that second help behind if that free safety misses. So if he misses, you're going to come in behind and clean up. You see we get the DB over here. He's actually just releasing now, and he's going to be able to make the play. And then you got Ziggy Ansah actually trailing the play. So you got 4 defenders coming free to the ball after he tries to bounce it outside. And it's going to be very difficult for your opponent to run the ball against this particular defense. And the only adjustment is we just, instead of moving the right outside linebacker, we're going to move him here, user, and it's the same setup. If your opponent tries to run it this way, Ziggy Ansah almost tackled me, try to bounce it outside, and I'm not getting anything. And that's all you're going to want to do if it's a, you can see it's a trip set to the left. That's the only adjustment you want to make. If he's running it, the inside zone out of trips, move the slot DB in behind, right? If it's out of doubles, move the right outside linebacker about here, and then user the strong safety. And that's pretty much all you're going to do on this one. Let's see. I'm going to run this a couple times. Let me run this against the computer just to show you. It'll be pretty quick right here. Let's see. All right, it's the same thing. The setup is very quick. I'm just going to move him here like this. And I'm, again, going to clean up any runs. And right there, yeah, he makes the free safety miss, and I'm there to make that tackle. So he gets 5 yards out of it, but the computer is known for making people miss in practice mode. Right there, Ziggy Ansah blows it up on the inside. And like I said, that will sometimes happen. So, again, you're actually tackling for loss, and there they just instantly blow it up. So as you can see, this play is going to stop the inside zone. It's a very effective play. The other thing I didn't actually add is that it's a pretty good, decent zone blitz defense. It is a fire zone blitz, so you need to be aware, especially when you're using that strong safety at the top, that your responsibility is actually to cover deep. But it's a pretty decent blitz play. Oh, I moved the wrong guy. Pretty decent blitz play. So get in the lab. Try it out. I think you'll see it's pretty effective. Stay tuned for more Stop This Play videos. I got a couple plays coming out that I've been working on. Been working on for the last 3 weeks, trying to find good plays. So stay tuned for new videos. If there's any plays that you want to see stop, leave them in the comments, and I'll take a look at them and see if we can get some more videos out. Until next time, the Anti Madden's out. Peace.